welcome to BFF Podcast. I'm Debbie G.
I'm Sheridan.
And we're excited today. We're always excited.
That's true, except
Okay, so I just have to say, here's our COVID update. We always have to give you a COVID update. I just want to say thank you, Governor, for releasing us and opening up restaurants. So Dennis and I went to dinner with a friend and his bride with another couple on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
Fun.
And it was so wonderful. It was so nice to be out. It wasn't busy, but it was so nice to be out and enjoying another couple and their company and just being together and like having food that we didn't cook. And it was just so much fun. And other people you can see that they were just really enjoying just being out and going it was like almost like a sigh of relief, like,
there's a freedom to it. Truly.
It really is. It's like I get to go and I'm gonna go.
Getting outside of prison and being re-entry.
It was great. It was just so great, and so so that was fun. Have you gone to a restaurant, diner kind of place?
I never really do, and even before all this.
Yeah, I like to go to restaurants. I love going to restaurants, but we haven't ordered out once.
Yeah,
for Grubhub stuff, we don't do that. No, but what a great day! Last Friday was our season finale. Finale.
It
was our season finale.
That's not even a word.
And our special guest speaker was Erica Wigenhorn, and she delivered an amazing message.
She did. It was on point.
On point for sure. And she called it Quitter Boy. And the basic question is, have you ever felt like quitting?
Yes. Absolutely.
I have.
Absolutely.
A bunch of times for a bunch of things.
It's not that I didn't even feel like quitting. I straight up did quit for like 3 years. I just quit life. Just nope, not doing that.
You know what? I didn't even recognize that I had quit life until I found it. And then basically I was throwing my life away all these years.
Yes.
You know, even though I was living my life, right? I'm in charge of my life, right?
Yeah, you're surviving, but that's not living.
That's not living.
Yeah.
Big difference. And now that I know the Lord, and it's just like, but listen, being a Christian and coming to know the Lord, that's not an easy journey, man. I have thought about I don't like this.
Yeah, it's too hard. I'm out.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to be pruned. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be convicted. I'm out.
I don't want to do this. Or if I get a boss that's a jerk. Any of us have bosses have been just a real...
No.
I think you I have, though, where I'm just like, I quit. You know? Like even school sometimes. I don't get it. I quit.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've all felt like we wanted to quit, right?
Absolutely.
How about even a diet? I'm going to start a diet. I'm going to start working out.
Yeah, this is too hard.
You know, that last one. They say when people start a gym in January, by March, no one's showing up anymore.
For real.
And so I think all of us have come to that place where we have wanted to quit because it's like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it really
I think
worth
it's part of human nature.
And so I'm just going to share real quick where the Lord, I just wanted to quit, so I was hiking, right? I had never been hiking except I think I started hiking for the first time 9 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago, and I love to hike. I used to be an avid go to the gym person, and I don't like the gym anymore. I'm the kind of person that'll sign up in January and then I don't go anymore. I did that twice. I love hiking so much.
Yeah.
I don't like being
out
inside.
and moving. It's a little different.
And it's a great time for me to be with the Lord. So anyways, I started hiking 9-10 years ago, and you have to build yourself up, right? So a person took me to a place, and it was like, oh, this is okay. This isn't so hard. And I'm like, okay, there's 3 different hills, because I go hike over at Thunderbird Park, right? So there's 3 different hills at Thunderbird Park. The first time I went hiking was at that pinnacle peak where you have all them steps.
Oh, so good. I just did that over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, my legs. I don't know but I did it, got all the way up, got all the way down. And I'm thinking, that's pretty good for a first timer, right? So then I went to Thunderbird for the first time, and it was that was easy compared to what I went on Pinnacle.
Yeah, true.
And I'm thinking, okay, so I climbed that, and I'm like, I'm going to get brave. I'm going to go to the other side of the hill. Oh. Let's see what that one was
happened?
like. Well, oh my gosh. I was like, it took me a really, really long time to climb up. It's a 4-mile hike all the way around the bigger hill, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it took me a long time. It was like 2 hours to climb that hill. I was dying.
But you finished.
But I finished, but it took me a long time. I had a lot of stops, had to keep going. But then I'm thinking, I'm going to the other side. So it's across the street. Mm-hmm. And it's a shorter hill, and I'm climbing up it, right? And I'm like, no, man, this is way worse than the other hill. The other hill was long, and it was high, but this is like straight up, and I'm thinking, I don't even know when this is going to end. So I'm like, I can't do this. I can't breathe. I'm like, I'm telling myself, I can't do this. And I'm thinking, I can't do this. And I remember there was like a little cubby hole, and I stopped there, and I'm just talking to the Lord like, I don't know how much longer this goes on. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I know what the on the way down looks like.
Right.
I'm just going to chuck it, and I'm going to go back down.
Right.
And I heard him as clear as day. You have no idea what's on the other side of this mountain. You don't know how far you've come. You don't know how far you have got to go. And I'm asking you to persevere because I'm expecting other people to persevere and go the race. I expect that from you too. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I don't usually hear the Lord like that. Well, I've heard a couple busting, but that was like, if you don't, you have no idea what's on the other side.
Right.
Don't be a quitter.
Right.
And I just like, yes, sir. And the other thing he said, because my husband suffered a stroke, is like, you can't tell Dennis not to give up if you're going to give up.
Yeah, true. True.
And I was like, busted, man. So I kept going. I was like, yes, sir. And I kept going. And to my amazement, I had hiked the hardest part of that hill.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
And I got to the top of the next thing, and it was this beautiful oversight. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the rest of the hill. Now I love that hike because I can get it down. The hill that used to take me 2 hours, I can usually get it done in an hour to 10, hour and 15.
Right on.
The other one, 45 minutes. I'm done. Let's go. But it was just like, I wanted to quit.
Mm-hmm. That's real talk.
I just wanted to quit. And there's other things that I really have wanted to quit.
So tell me why you wanted to quit.
I was tired. I didn't know how much further it was going to go, how much more work was involved. I think the effort, I was like putting out a ton of effort.
Yeah, so you have the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
You're tired.
Right.
Right. You're depleted.
Yep. Is this going to be worth it? Like thinking about quitting the Christian walk?
Yeah.
Really, is this really worth it? I mean, come on. If we're ever going to be honest with ourselves, let's just look at this. Mm-hmm. I have never seen heaven. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know necessarily where it's at.
Yes.
No one that I know has ever come back from the dead and said, wait till you get to heaven, it rocks.
Right.
Right? There are times where I was like, what if this is just a big scam?
Right.
Have you ever thought that?
No.
I have thought it. Life has gotten so hard, I'm like, what if this is just a big scam? What if this isn't real?
Then I had a fabulous time on earth.
And then I have to come to that place where I know I have experienced God.
Yes. Yeah.
I know what I have experienced, right?
Yes.
There are times where I feel like he doesn't see me,
Yes.
that he doesn't hear me.
Yes.
But those are the moments where I'm like, it's just not worth it.
What's up? Where you
This
at?
is just not right. This
Yeah.
ain't fair. I don't like it. It's too hard. Being the follower of Christ is not an easy journey.
It's absolutely not easy.
And it's just like times I have to chuck this in. But I can't deny my testimony. I can't deny that I know him. I can't deny that I've heard him. I can't deny the things that he's done for me. I can't deny that, which tells me I got to keep on going because I can't deny it.
Absolutely.
And then,
and I think because we also know the other side of it. I mean, this intentional, healthy, whole living is so much more fulfilling than all this other garbage that gets you nowhere.
Yep. Now, but hey, we got. I remember in my addiction, I thought I was having it going on.
Oh, of course.
So the only place I would have to go was back in my addiction.
Yeah.
I couldn't live my life without Christ unless I was going to go back to my addiction.
Totally.
Because he was such a part of my life that the only way I could deny him is to go back into my old behavior, which I knew was going to be horrible. It was going to lead to my
There's
demise.
nothing there. Yeah.
And the thing is because I know that this is a thing that people think about. Well, if it's not real, if this is a bunch of crock that we're following, I'd rather take the chance at saying, man, if it's real, what if it's real? Forget about if it's a crock. What if it's real?
Yeah.
I'm in the game, baby. I'm totally in the game.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's just like there's a story in the Bible that Erica shared, and it was about John Mark. So John Mark was a disciple of Paul's, and Paul invited him on a trip, right? And Barnabas was there. And this is for any of us, like we get excited, like I'm going to go do this. Like I'm going to go in and be a Christian for Christ, right? I'm going to do this. You know, because I've known a lot of people. It's like, yeah. Right?
Totally.
And then the life starts getting hard. Same thing with John Mark.
Then you get tested and you're like, nah, I'm out.
He's like, I'm going on a trip with Paul, on a mission trip. I'm all in. I can't wait to do this.
Yeah.
And then he starts to realize, this isn't what I signed up for.
For real.
And so he's like, I ain't doing this no more. We don't know the whole part of why John Mark decided to say, I'm done. But Paul's like, man, you got to get out. Whatever, no, you can't. It ain't happening. So basically, he became a quitter. He went back to his old way of life.
Yeah.
Right? He became his fisherman, whatever he was. But he had a Barnabas with him, you know? And Barnabas loved John Mark through this, you know? Paul was like, dude, I invited you to come on this journey, and you're like not wanting to play by the rules. So I'm sorry, you can't hang out no more.
Right.
But and so Paul needed to continue where he was going, though John Mark chose, I don't want to do this anymore for whatever their reason was. But but Barnabas stayed with Mark. And if you ever went to a church where you have a Barnabas group, a Barnabas person is a person who just stands with you and encourages you.
Oh, right on.
And that's what Barnabas did. He just stood with John Mark and encouraged him to continue to fight the good fight and to follow Christ and all of that. And at the end of Paul's days, Paul beckoned Barnabas, or John Mark, to come and be with me. He was in prison. He knew he was going to die, but he also knew that Mark is who he wanted to be with him. Because Mark had mentoring going on.
Yeah.
Barnabas didn't quit on him.
Yes.
Even though Mark wanted to quit, Barnabas didn't quit.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful though? Because I know when I get by myself, and if I start listening up here and I get stuck in here, it is much easier to start believing myself instead of having somebody with you pulling you out of what's happening in here.
The stinking thinking, the craziness.
Having community. We are better together. Nobody finishes the race alone, meaning, I mean, you cross finish line right at the end of this time by yourself, but nobody gets through it and thrives alone.
No,
you don't do that
not
alone.
No.
We are here for each other to encourage and to uplift each other and to reach out and pull people out of themselves and into Christ.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely. Now, there's a difference between, you know, being codependent and enabling.
Yes.
Because, listen, how many of us want it? Let's talk about it. 99% of the whole world is codependent. And most of that group of people is enabling because that is one of the survival skills of a codependent.
Yes.
Right? We enable. We help manipulate.
Yes.
So that we get our fix.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. There's a selfish motivation.
Correct. And so for us to be able to be that encourager and help people up without being codependent or enabling needs to have boundaries.
Absolutely.
And I'm certain that Barnabas had boundaries.
Yes.
But what Barnabas did is that he met John Mark where he was.
Exactly where he was.
Yes.
Yes.
And he said, and John Mark was willing to be a participant in the, okay, I can't do what Paul's doing right now. I thought I was ready, but I'm not. But I'll sit here and I will let you pour into me and I will receive.
Yes.
And I will become stronger and I will become better and I will, at the end of Paul's day, be one of those people he calls on because I have been pruned and sanctified and I understand now.
Yes.
Just like anyone coming to BFF. If you've not been to BFF, we do hope that you'll join us in August when we start up again.
Amen.
But when people come to BFF for the first time, right? Because we have a community,
Yes.
right? And it's normally a community of like 50 to 70 people. And it's fun. It's fun. But if you're coming by yourself for the first time, you'd be like,
It can be intimidating.
it can be like, what's up again?
Yeah.
What? And so, but we will meet you where you're at. And we
Yes.
understand that can be intimidating.
Yeah, we're all in different journeys. We're all in different parts and different legs of the journey, but we're all on the same journey.
Yeah, and we all understand. If you look at our logo kind of depicts the whole story of BFF.
Yes.
Is like, the first circle is just a bunch of holes. And that's who I was.
Yeah.
I know that's who you were.
Yes.
It's a lot of brokenness, a lot of stinking thinking, a lot of isolation, a lot of just bad
Yeah,
stuff.
unhealthy patterns.
About a bunch of heartbreak, a lot of junk,
hurts,
a lot of stuff. And then we meet up with someone who says, "Oh man, I have been where you're at.
Yeah.
But I'm better now.
Yes.
And so let me help you on your journey to be healthier and whole."
Yes.
And then the other group is this larger group of people saying, we're not the only messed up ones. There's a lot of other people that are just like us,
Totally.
but we're better together and we're getting better together and
Yes.
we're talking about the real life issues and we're finding wholeness and we're finding healing and we're finding community and we're finding the family we didn't have.
Yes.
And then there's a smaller group of people who have been, they are our true Barnabases and our Pauls that says, listen, God has healed me. I got a couple stuff that's still there that's just not all the way, but I ain't at all where I used to be, and now let's all help each other to be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
Perfect.
It is. Our logo is perfect for that. Thanks, Keenly, for doing that and showing us that. But that was the message from Erica. Please go back and watch her message. So much better than how we could explain it. And
Yes.
she puts a lot of her own personal twists and a great fun video in there.
Yes.
So it's on our website. But the whole thing, people, is that we all feel like quitting. We all come to that place where I'm done.
Yes.
But the thing is that we hope that we can be that community that says, let's love people where they're at.
Yes.
Let's help one another. We help one another out.
Yes, we just did an hour ago.
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
It was just wonderful.
I got stuck up in here and she helped me.
Yeah, and that's one of the whole wonderful things about our logo and our community is that I see that you're stuck. Allow me to share with you and trust me enough that I'm not going to go, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Instead of let's hear your heart.
Yeah.
Let's find out what happened to you instead of what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Which we're taught by the Reverend.
Yes,
in our trauma-informed care. It's like,
That's right.
So don't feel bad that you have felt like quitting, but don't quit.
Yeah, and say something.
Yeah, don't.
Community should become your lifeline to get out of your stinking thinking and get out of those unhealthy broken patterns.
Yeah, and the evil one is going to try to tell you no one's going to understand. There's no one that's ever gone through what
you're
you've
going to
gone
sound
to.
stupid. Don't say that.
Yeah.
All that.
Forget about it. That ain't true. He's a liar from the pit of hell,
For
right?
real.
He wants you to stay in that place of isolation
Yes,
and stinking
and
thinking.
shame.
And shame.
Yeah.
Oh, for real. Rejection. Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop it
Nope.
already.
Come on. We
We're
understand.
here. Yeah, we've been there. We understand. And we know what it's like to to be told rah, rah, rah,
Yeah.
and to be rejected. And our goal is to never do that to someone else. So, well, I think that's it, right?
That's it,
Whew.
yes.
So what's happening with BFF now?
For the summer?
What's happening?
Well, we take the summer off, and we have a picnic in June on the 20th.
That is correct.
We're not sure where yet, though, so we will keep you very, very informed and very up to date on that.
Yes, we're hoping Rio Vista Park, where we've had it before, but right now they haven't allowed the picnic and gathering areas to open up.
Yes.
We're praying that they will. We will be doing podcasts every Tuesday, so
Yes.
you'll be able to join us on Tuesday.
Yes.
And feel free, by all means, to message us on our Facebook page.
Yes,
because we'll be keeping that
absolutely.
updated all the time. And then go ahead and look at our website and just be a part of this community here. Our other communities, like all of our small groups, are still kind of meeting through the summertime. But the reason for taking summer off is that and I need to share this with you, the Lord made it very clear, take the summer off. Because a lot of our volunteers have children.
Yeah.
And we want them to enjoy their time with their kids. Most of our parents have been teachers for the last few months. And we want you to enjoy the fact that your teaching job is over, that you can go out, get some camping done, have some family celebrations without thinking I have to show up every Friday.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
our goal is to be back the first week in August as community, but we'll keep you posted as that changes. Anyways, that's it for today.
It is.
And we'll see you next week, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bye.